Well, hello, everybody. We're GFBS. We're Grand Forks' best source, giving Grand Forks an identity again on a Dirty Thursday. It's like my second favorite day of the week, Dirty Thursday. Unfortunately, Chad Hoff, the other half of the Bullring Boys, couldn't make it today. He's got no voice, which, if you work for Chad, you're probably liking that. Our Dirty Thursday today, by the way, brought to you by Home of Economy and the big fair food extravaganza going on this Saturday. You know what? They've even added some more vendors to that. You know, you might not miss the fairs this year, but the fair food is going to be there. Skip's Gourmet Grub, Top Hog, Little Bangkok, S&S Specialty Foods, Bratwurst Kings, Buckland Concessions with those delicious mini donuts, Tacho Man, Yum Yum Truck, and Berry Burst frozen yogurt and frozen blended coffee. Elaine's House of Dreams, Greek to Me, Ufta Tacos, going to be there now. How about that? And Far Out Nuts. We're going to be broadcasting live all day, GFBS is, and you're going to find a lot of great one-day savings throughout the entire store. Find us there at the Fair Food Extravaganza. Maybe win some GFBS swag. That's coming up this Saturday. And you can go to Home of Economy's event page to find out more on that. Time now for our morning segment, Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. Here we go, Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. And our joke of the day today is, have you heard about the new corduroy pillows? Have you heard about the new corduroy pillows? Well, they're making headlines. Can you imagine sleeping on a corduroy pillow? Wow. Welcome to the show for the first time. And, man, I love this guy. Drives the number T1 late model car, Tom Corcoran. How you doing today, man?
Very well. Thank you, guys.
Got some questions for you. First off, tell us a little bit about yourself, Tom.
Well, it's... God, I'm old, so it's a long story.
80s hard on you like me?
Well, 70s too. So,
yeah.
You know, born and raised on the east side. Spent about 10 years up in Manville, North Dakota, and back to the east side, and been there ever since.
Corcoran family been around racing here, especially in Grand Forks, forever.
Yes, absolutely. Big family history. It goes back into the 50s.
Yeah.
So Uncle Jim was a promoter. My dad raced. Two of my uncles raced. My grandfather was deeply involved out to the racetrack. So, yeah, it's been a long road for everybody.
You talk about a long road. This will be your 51st year of racing. I believe you're in the River City Speedway Hall of Fame.
Yes.
How many Corcorans are in the Hall of Fame here?
Oh, it would be... my dad, my Uncle Jim, my Uncle Larry, my Uncle Harold, my Aunt Isla, and myself.
Wow.
So,
man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That tells you how much history the Corcoran name has here at the River City Speedway, for sure.
Well, and then if you go a little further, the Corcorans and the Swanglers are related as well.
Oh,
so,
okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's...
and there's like 50 Swanglers in the Hall of Fame, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, quite a few anyway.
Yep.
How long have you been racing? You've been going 51 years now.
This is my 54th season, yes.
And we're going to show some pictures here in a little bit, but how did you get your start in racing?
I actually got my start at the Speedway working with my grandparents, cleaning the bleachers and grandstands on Saturday mornings.
Wow.
And I did that for a couple of years in my preteen years. And after that, I worked for my Uncle Jim, actually preparing the racetrack and working for him on the road. With him, and then I moved into driving myself.
You know, it's funny because we had Mike Dobmeyer on the show the other day, and I've talked to a lot of these guys that are, especially now in the Hall of Fame here, that they got their start by working at the racetrack as a kid. I believe he used to sell popcorn, and he just kind of got the bug. And it seems like we hear more and more of that story. You know, somebody will call you an old timer right now, but, you know, it seems like a lot of them got their start by working at the track.
Absolutely. I mean, it was a rite of passage to work out there when I was a kid. So, and I think that that's the same for a lot of people. So,
what's your most memorable night at a racetrack? Doesn't have to be this one. Any racetrack. What you think was probably your most memorable night, Tom?
Well, I think one that really stands out would have been my first feature win in an actual late model, and that was in 1974 in Jamestown.
Wow. So that's when you first started racing late models, was 74?
Well, no, I actually started racing what they called semi-lates at the time in 1973.
Okay, and that was your first time in a car.
Well, no, I actually started in 1970. So
okay, oh yeah,
I had a couple of years in a street stock, and and it my first street stock was actually a leftover car. They used to bring the Trans-Canada Hell drivers into town every season.
Okay.
And they put on a smash and crash show and jumped and all of that stuff. And one car was left that was intact, and that's my first race car.
Did you ever win any races with that thing?
I actually did, yeah.
You did?
Yep.
Wow.
Did you just crash into all the other cars with it, or?
It was pretty brutal back in those days. So
do you remember what kind of a car was it?
it was a 61 Plymouth.
Wow, how about that? That's like great demo cars nowadays.
It was a four-door hardtop,
Yep.
and then my second street stock car was actually another 61 Plymouth, but it was the two-door hardtop fastback model with the square steering wheel and push-button automatic.
You could have just said tank.
Yep. And it actually, that second race car was actually a car that was left behind the original broken drum that would be across the highway.
Oh, sure, yep.
In the Home of Economy parking lot, and it was a family friend.
Yeah.
The car, they'd left the car there, and I got it just to pull it out of there.
No kidding.
Yep.
How much has cars and race cars, look at in your 51 years, how have they changed? I mean, you could go on and on.
Oh, it's phenomenal. I mean, basically from where I started was a street car that anything that was fabricated you did yourself. To today's cars that virtually everything you get you buy. And I remember having I think I had $200 in that first street car, and I had to borrow some money from my mother in order to complete it.
Yeah.
And I just shudder to think what I've got invested now.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Safety, another big thing compared to back then. Basically, all your safety equipment was home built. And now, do you ever really feel scared in a race car now?
I honestly never have. I'm very fortunate that way. I've really never been seriously hurt in a race car. There again, those first street stocks had a 2 or 3 point cage, and it basically had a roll bar behind you and a down bar going to the front, and you were actually on a stock passenger car seat with regular seat belts.
I remember building my first. It was a pure stock, and I made my own 5-point harness. It was all kinds of seat belts, but it was legal, and they let me get by with it. And I had this dream one night. I was supposed to race the next day at Buffalo River, and I had this dream about getting T-boned. So the next day, I actually just welded another bar behind the seat from side to side, and I added something else, and sure enough, I got stranded on coming out into turn one, and I got T-boned on the passenger side. And even with 2 bars going all the way across my car from side to side, it still bent the passenger door all the way to my shift lever. And I had a headache for about a month after that. And that was one of the last times I ever strapped into one of those things.
Yeah, safety equipment is really changed over the course of the last few years. And being old school, I've probably been resistant to some of it. I won't wear a Hans device.
Okay.
I don't need to be that constrained.
Yep.
It took me a long time to adjust to a full containment seat.
Yeah, I bet.
It's for a chubby old guy, it's tough crawling in and out and getting yourself situated. And I'm a lot more comfortable with it now. But sometimes you wonder, how safe is safe?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can spend a lot of money on safety equipment as well. And I guess, you look at it 2 separate ways. I mean, if you've got a $10 head, you wear a $10 helmet. But
that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, I mean, it's so I try to spend what's reasonable on safety equipment and what I feel keeps me safe.
Safety equipment is made to keep you inside the car and safe.
Right.
But then your times when you've got to exit that car in a hurry, and that could be an issue too. And that's where like track safety comes into play. Safety personnel, fire crew. What do you think about those guys, man? They put their lives out there on the line too.
We're really fortunate at River Cities to have the crew that we do. Those guys do a really bang-up job. They're professionals, and they're some of the best that I see at racetracks that we go to.
And it can kind of tell you a little bit about River City Speedway personnel because you'll see them working at other tracks too on other days, and all of these racetracks want the best of the best, and it seems like they pick and choose from here.
Absolutely.
And we are, by the way, going to try to get some of the River City Speedway fire crew and rescue crew on the show here coming up on a Dirty Thursday. We got any pictures? Let's take a look at some of the history here of Tom Corcoran in the T1 car. All right, if you can walk us through, I don't know, you've had so many cars over so many years, maybe you got an idea when these, you can kind of look at the pickups in the background, you might have an idea when that's from.
Well, that picture is actually 1983 at the Marshall County Fair in Warren.
Okay.
That car and the car next to it were both cars of mine. I sold the white car to a good friend of mine, and then the car that is the T1 there is the car that I replaced it with.
It's when they had the big plexiglass wings running down each side in the back.
This was really just the beginning of that stuff.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, those cars were a lot of fun.
I actually called a couple of races at that fairground back in the day of that speedway. Yeah, look at that wing in the back.
Yeah, that car would be 1985. I had that car for 3 years, and in 84 and 85, I probably won 75% of the events I entered.
Wow.
It was just phenomenal.
Good string. Hate to get rid of that one, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope that's just like a red reflection on the photo by that front wheel and not flames coming out of it.
No flames there. No, that car was the aerodynamics in those cars were just crazy. If you stood at the back of that car, the spoiler was literally at your eye level.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks like a dragster.
Keep you glued down to the racetrack a little better?
It did. We raced in Fargo several times with that on the big half mile down there at the time, and it would literally pull you back into the seat going down the back straight.
Holy.
Nope. Not sure what's going on there. Okay.
Oh, look at that one.
That is 1974. That was what I would consider my first real serious race car. I had an uncle that lived in Cedar Rapids, Iowa at the time. He located the car from me. I bought it from a guy named Kenny Walton, who later went on to win the World 100 at Eldora.
Oh, okay. Wow, some history in that car, too.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I actually, over the years, I've got the history of that car from the day it was built until it was scrapped.
That's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Like I say, the Ken Walton that I bought it from was not the original builder or owner. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it goes back quite a ways.
So 11 was your first number. Did you have any other numbers besides 11 and T1?
Well, actually, 71 was the first number that I ran under with the street stock.
Okay.
And I've run under 11. We switched out of 11 because every racetrack you went to, there was 4 or 5 number 11s.
Yep. So then you're an 11X or an 11T or something like that.
So I switched. I was 09 for a while. I was 115. And actually, in 1981 is where the T1 came into play.
And all these numbers, did they have significance for you, or you just digging numbers out of your pocket?
Well, the 11 was a hockey number.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The 09 was a beer league hockey number.
Okay.
So the T1 came about because on the national level, there was a guy named Larry Moore that was racing on the NLRA circuit at the time, and he drove the P1 car. And actually, the P1 was just part of the word pipe because it was a guy that owned a pipeline company.
Okay.
And I just thought that was really cool, so that I decided I'd make a play on that.
I thought it was like a Terminator reference.
All right, here we're getting a little bit newer pictures here now.
Yeah, that's myself and John Seitz in 2007, side by side at River Cities.
Man, John was a great guy, huh?
He was a good friend. We spent a lot of time together. So miss him dearly.
You can really see like the height of the bank when you can't see anything going beyond it.
It is, yeah. And that would be the same car that year.
Okay.
That's coming off of Turn 4 at River Cities.
Where were they to get that picture coming off of Turn 4? Oh, I suppose up in the bay. Yep. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and that's a picture that I believe Mike Ornis took in 2007 as well.
That's a great picture there. I like that one.
Yeah, that's going right down in front of the flag stand.
Mm-hmm.
So.
There's the 50th anniversary car.
Yep, that's there again coming off Turn 4 at River Cities. That 50th anniversary scheme was all designed by Jeff Kroll at Custom Stripes, as have many of my cars been over the course of the last, since I think 2007 was the first one.
Wow. And let's see if we got another one there.
No, I know I tried to get more downloaded, but
Okay. Oh, we don't have a picture of the new one up there yet, but
there should be one.
yeah, I thought there was.
Here, hold on. I can. If you want to go back, I'll find it really quickly.
Okay. Asked you your most memorable moment on the track, Tom. What about most horrible, worst night you ever had? What happened?
Oh, it's probably just one of those nights where you break a motor or you're leading and fall out. I think one of the worst was I was leading an end-of-the-year special down at Red River Valley Speedway in Fargo. Just absolutely running away with it and broke a motor with a lap to go and didn't finish.
Oh, gee.
That's the kind of stuff that puts your heart right into your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Dirt track racing has changed a little bit, especially what goes on in the pits after a race. A lot of times you'd hear about rumbles and little fisticuffs going on. Doesn't happen as much anymore, but if you ever had yourself in that situation, and you don't have to name names.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Early in my career, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
When I started, the boys were rough and tumble. It was there were some Ironmen out there that were could be pretty owly.
Yeah, and the thing is, it seems like if you ever got a beef with another racer, all of a sudden you've got a beef with another racer and his whole team.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And sooner or later, the longer you do this, you're going to have a scrape with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And it isn't so much a scrape; it's how you handle it and how things come out.
It's how it all ends at the end of the night, or coming back to the track the next week.
Exactly. And we're really fortunate at this point that through things like the NLRA and things, all the guys that race together get along pretty well together.
Yeah, and the thing is too, and we've said this time and time again on Dirty Thursdays, it's a family. It really is a racing family, and I know you guys are willing to help out if somebody's in a pinch, maybe needs a new part or something, and I know you guys help out that way. I know you've helped on other cars, and they'll help you. But then once they start beating you, I suppose that changes a little bit.
Well, the information pipeline gets a little shorter.
I was going to say, I'd be pretty upset if somebody scraped into that car. That if you want to go to 4, looks like that must be your new one there.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's this season's car. Funny story about that. Jeff Kroll, of course, designed that at Custom Stripes again. And when he sent me the proof, I forwarded it to some relatives. And the first response I've got out of one of my cousins was, "It's a little too Make America Great for me." And I knew right there that I had to use it.
Oh, that's perfect. How can you be too Make America Great again?
Well,
I guess we don't all think the same, right?
No,
right?
exactly.
River City Speedway Hall of Fame. When was it that you got inducted again? I mean, I should remember this, but the 80s was hard on me.
Yeah, I was inducted in 2013.
Okay, and usually they save that for somebody that's been retired for a while, but I think they kind of figure out that Tom Corcoran's never going to retire.
Well, I think that's one of those things. Without sounding obnoxious or anything, I've had the qualifications to be there for quite some time.
Oh, yeah.
And they really tried to keep active drivers out, and
Mm-hmm.
I think they finally figured that, this guy's not going to quit. And I think once you hit a guy that's got 30 years in, I don't see any reason not to induct him.
Sure.
For example, this season coming in, we got Mike Balkin coming into the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
And Mike has put his time in.
Mm-hmm.
And there's quite a few other guys out there that I can stop and think that could be in easily.
Yeah, for somebody that's I'm not very educated in the racetrack. I'm getting there, but and you've been in this long. Why wouldn't you? I mean, what's to stop people from wanting to go to say NASCAR or something along those lines?
Ooh, you might be a touchy subject there.
Yeah, years ago, I think 60s, 70s, I think that was every young racer's dream, was to move up the line.
Mm-hmm.
And the longer you do this, the more reality hits. And you take that NASCAR situation now, it's basically become buy a ride, walk in with a sponsor. They're not going to take the most talented guy out there.
As long as they're marketable.
Talent. Yeah.
Yep.
Marketable, and they have money to bring to the table.
Yeah.
I just thought maybe there was just maybe more enjoyment in being on a dirt track as opposed to being on pavement.
I tell you what, it's a whole different ball field, though. When you go to these local dirt tracks around the country compared to a NASCAR, race, it's a whole different deal. This is more, almost more like a circus atmosphere when you go to a dirt track. Everything is fun. It makes you want to come back again the next week.
Yeah, you get into that NASCAR and that type of thing, what they call a professional circuit. It's an event. I think for me, NASCAR's kind of become the WWE of racing.
Yeah.
And I think anybody who's been around racing understands what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the short track stuff it's real deal, and I think that for a guy to be in there at this day and age, a younger guy, you need to take a look at what somebody like Ricky Weiss has been doing.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, he's tearing it up.
Yeah, I mean he's into that World Outlaws late model circuit, and I think that over the years there's lots of guys that could have made that move. I mean, but it takes everything. It takes the operation. It takes connections. It takes money.
It also takes money and all that stuff to go see one. I've never seen a NASCAR because they don't have anything like that around here, and so.
When you talk about money now, Tom, say you wanted to do the Ricky deal and run a full season with the World of Outlaws. Now, say if you had no problems, no wrecked cars, of course you're going to go through some motors and things like that. What do you think it would cost to run a full season with the World of Outlaws?
Oh, it's $1 million deal.
Yeah, easy.
It really is. I think. And that's if you're going in with a fair amount of equipment to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I mean that's not counting the hauler and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
There's a lot involved. Now, when it comes to money, I know sponsorship is tough to get. I would imagine it was a lot tougher this year with the coronavirus going on. I mean, we'll have you talk about your sponsors, but I don't know if any of your sponsors had their doors closed during the coronavirus, but boy, it could have been an easy deal this year.
Yeah, fortunately, none of mine did.
Okay.
But yeah, absolutely. I've talked to lots of these guys that have not even approached their sponsors this year because of what's gone on.
Right. And that's got to make it a little tougher on the pocketbook.
Exactly.
Especially if you're always doing a lot of work to start the new season. The car might sit there for a good chunk of the winter, but boy, it's not cheap to run one of these late models either.
Oh, no. It's, there's, I'd say a conservative figure to get ready for the upcoming season, not by not doing a lot, is $10,000 to $20,000.
Wow. And that's if you already have the car.
Exactly. You've already got all the equipment. You're just going through things and freshening things and, just preparing.
Mm-hmm. We're lucky here at the River City Speedway. I believe it's, and I might be wrong here, but I think you'd have to go to like Ohio or somewhere to have the Outlaw Sprints and the late models on a weekly basis. And they put on a great show here too.
Yeah, it's a really big deal, and I don't know sometimes if the fans really, the local fans really appreciate it as much as they could. To have sprints and late models on the same program is huge.
It is huge. They don't do that anywhere else.
No, they certainly don't. There's very few tracks across the country that do the same thing.
And now the fact that we've got this great racing show here every Friday night at the River City Speedway. We got some of the county commissioners that just don't want to seem to play nice with the rest of us. I don't know if you want to comment on that or not.
Well, I think, they try to toe the political line, and that's all fine and dandy, but I think you have to take a realistic look at what's going on out here and what we're doing and what's transpired. I mean, we've been in a pretty isolated area. Mm-hmm. We have had some outbreaks with it. We all know that. We all know that it's real, and we all know that it's serious, or can be very serious.
Right. And, according to one county commissioner, race fans here are more vulnerable than anywhere else in the world, apparently. And here's the whole deal with this coronavirus, and we've been saying this since day one, too, and this is my thought. Maybe yours is different, but if you think you're vulnerable, you stay home.
Well, personal responsibility has a lot to do with everything.
Sure.
And that's just another area.
Well, the thing that just kind of irritates me is when you see on TV all these things that people are going to and attending, and, I mean, you got 5,000 people in an enclosed building, and,
Yeah, well, so maybe if they call it a protest or a riot, we could put 5,000 people in the stands because it seems like that's okay.
Well, you take, as of yesterday, state of Minnesota, we can open the Mall of America, but you can't have 1,000 people in the stands at Greenbush, Minnesota.
Yeah, isn't that something?
It's ridiculous.
And I don't know if you've seen any of the pictures of Greenbush Racetrack after this rain, but
certainly did.
Boy, it looks like it should be stocked with walleyes.
Yeah, it's been a tough fall and now spring and summer.
Yeah, and then you throw the coronavirus in there, and man, it seems like there's a few racetracks around the area that decided to just keep the doors closed for the year.
Yeah, unfortunately there is. Buffalo River, one of them, and I know that Viking in Alexandria isn't going to open until they get some kind of clear definition of what's going on.
Yep.
I do have a question here too.
Okay.
So Lonnie, he's asking, I might have, did he see that they are running a full program this weekend, and did they up the amount of people allowed to attend?
It will be a full program. You got your streets, you got your Wissota mods, you got your late models and your sprint cars. It's still going to be 1,000 people, as far as I know, because the county commission does not meet again until next week. Yep, so next Tuesday. And, I'm sure as things get better and better, especially in the state of North Dakota here, hopefully, I'm sure the ownership of River City Speedway, they're going to ask for a number. And I'm sure they won't give them that number, and then they'll keep working on it to try to keep upping it. But, when you think about this, if they would have gotten what they had asked for, we might not have lost that 2-day show last week. And then you think about how much money Grand Forks in general lost because of that. That's a lot of money.
I think it may have found a loophole too. I just want to identify as a person.
Okay.
And then I can get in, right?
There you go. I don't really think that the city leaders have really ever understood the economic impact of that speedway.
Yeah.
It's something that's been it's stuck in my craw for years. I think there's still an image of the 50s guy in a jalopy with cigarettes rolled up in his shirt sleeve. And, when you go out there and see, hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of equipment, it's just, it's phenomenal. And when you look at the impact to the city each and every, not just Friday night, but each and every week throughout the summer.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? This money isn't just staying at the Speedway either. It's not just a couple of guys making a bunch of money. When you, for example, throw away a 2-day World of Outlaws show, we'll just throw a number. For example, say you got 5,000 people a night, which I've seen more at these shows, but 5,000 people a night, a 2-day show. Well, I'll figure maybe 2,000 of those people might be staying in motels, eating out in restaurants, breakfast, lunch, supper. That is a ton of money.
Well, we may not have the impact that the Ralph Engelstad Arena does, but we do have the impact that the Alaris Center does.
Yes.
And I would be willing to challenge anyone on that. I firmly believe that when you start to look at a 22-week season, against events out at a facility that's only used occasionally.
Right. It's a norm. It's the thing to do here on Friday nights.
Absolutely.
Yeah, William wants to know if you're going to be in Devil's Lake this Saturday too.
Right now, I'm not quite sure. I may have a family function, so that.
Yeah, I was going to ask that too. That must be one of our Canadian followers up there, huh? Yeah. Hey, William, how you doing?
Yeah, I'd love to be. We'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, we're going to be at the Fair Food Extravaganza. So.
Extravaganza. Yeah, in fact, speaking of Devil's Lake, I was going to ask you about that. I know you might have family coming into town, and you have to spend the time with the family, but we talked about Chad Hoff, the other half of the Bullring Boys, who normally co-hosts the show with us here on Thursdays. He lost his voice. He's completely shot. He can't talk. He said he can't even talk on the phone, so I have to text him, but now I'm keyed up because the late model is going to be in Devil's Lake this Saturday, and I'm going to go take Chad's job, so I was really hoping I was going to maybe see you there.
Well, it's still a possibility.
Yep.
I'll know later today. So.
Okay. But yes, we do have a full show on Friday. And again, rivercityspeedway.tv. I think you'll be able to stream that Friday night show. Tom, I could just a couple more questions. First off, who helps you on this ride of yours? Your sponsors? Anybody doing any wrenching for you? I know it's pretty much a one-man show for you.
Yeah, as far as the day-to-day and Friday night operation is me. But sponsors, God love them. I couldn't do without them. I'm very fortunate. Most of them longtime sponsors and longtime friends. D&B Motors, Danny Roy up in Langdon, North Dakota. Danny and I got to know each other in the 70s when we raced against each other. Shane Romling, Forks Finest Auto Body.
Sure.
Shane has been in my car since probably late 90s.
Yeah.
So you couple that with Greg's Lawn Care, Bruce Hart Fabrication and Repair, and S&S Transport.
Yeah.
I couldn't do without any of these guys. It's huge, and there's no amount of thank yous I can dish out that are enough.
Yeah, I remember the time out at Bruce's shop there when they did that group that gets together with all the old school guys.
Yep.
And it was fun for me because I think this is like my 15th year or maybe 16 at the River City Speedway. But all of these names I vaguely remember, but I'll never forget the names. I remember, vaguely remember the cars and things like that. But then you get to sit down with some of these guys and pick their brains about how things were then compared to now. And that is a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to doing that again, too.
Yeah, that's kind of just a racer's reunion deal. And the guys that put it together, I mean, it's a nice deal. It really is. It's I'm a little torn because right now I'm the missing link.
Yeah.
I mean, because I was around at that point and I'm still going, and very few are. So,
right.
It's nice to look back at some of that stuff, but I'll probably be a little more nostalgic when I'm done.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure you will. And speaking of when you're done, how long are you going to keep this up there, Tom?
I just go year to year anymore.
I mean, you had a really good year last year.
Yeah,
and I suppose that
sure
makes
did.
Makes a little bit of which way you're going to sway, if you're going to stop or keep going.
Well, I think I've mentioned it before. I have a goal. I've already got feature wins in 5 decades, and I'm going for 6. And at that point, going for 7 is not realistic.
Yeah,
at my age,
you never know.
So. I'm not Red Farmer who's out there racing in his 80s.
Right.
So, and nor do I want to be.
Okay. I hope when you get that win, I hope it's here, and I hope I'm able to run down to River City or to RideLCar.com Victory Lane and do that interview, because that would be an honor for me.
Well, it's a good goal to shoot for. I think the last couple of years. Kind of rallied back up and got back to the point of being as competitive as I think I can be.
Yep.
And I think that things bode well for this season.
Tom Corcoran, thanks for spending some time with us today.
Well, I appreciate having you guys having me here. So.
And looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. We'll be talking in the pits before we get the tomorrow show going.
Sounds good.
All right, Paul, we got any comments, any questions from anybody?
Just Amanda saying how she loves hearing the stories and thoughts of racing from Tom. Just want to, thank all these people for watching. We got a whole bunch of people. We got Kevin, Jason, Brian, Jerry, Chad, Kyle, Ryan, Brady, Jim, Amanda, Randy, Will, Jeremy, Tyler, Jeremy, Mitch, Jordan, Travis, Brock, Kata, Shane, Zach, and it just keeps going and going.
How about that?
Well, I'll tell you, when I'm all done, I can tell you that nobody will have had more fun than I have over the course of 50-plus years.
That's a great quote. That's a great. We should paint that one on the wall. I'm not kidding you. Again, thanks to Tom Corcoran for coming in here today. Again, hoping Chad Hoff, the other half of the Bullring Boys, is feeling better here soon. Hey, become a Podbean Premium subscriber for just $5. You'll be entered in drawings and giveaways for some great prizes. We have yet to give away this Weber grill. That's coming up here in a couple of weeks. It's easy to do. It costs you about as much as a burger, $5. All right. You go to your Play Store, you download Podbean, search GFBS, you hit follow and buy premium, and you are all set. It's a good way for you to help us give Grand Forks an identity again.
I was looking that up too, and if you're doing it from your cell phone, it's way easier than if you're trying to do it from like a desktop computer. Once you get into the app and you search for us, you'll see the little star there that says buy premium. It's orange or reddish colored.
Okay.
And then it just asks you to input your information. You can either do it annually or you can just buy the year, and you get a discount for that too. So
yeah, there you go. All right, Dirty Thursday in the books. Let's see. Show today brought to you by Home of Economy and the Fair Food Extravaganza. Coming up this Saturday, we're going to be there live all day long. You want to enjoy some fair food, this is the place to be. There's going to be vendors from all over the place. If you want to find out more, go to Home of Economy's event page. You kind of want to click if you're going to go, because that way it'll give the vendors an idea how many hungry people are going to be there. There's going to be some awesome one-day savings throughout the store the entire day. We'll be broadcasting. We'll be giving away some GFBS swag, too. Big Fair Food Extravaganza this Saturday at Home of Economy in Grand Forks, so if you can get there, that'd be great. Later today is, we're doing shows all day long. Kate Airy from Northern Roots Boutique, she's going to be in here shortly. Make sure you like, share, and tag us. We'll see you at the track tomorrow night, too. Grand Forks' best source. That's who we are, giving Grand Forks an identity again.